What if no more tropical rainforest? Have you ever imagined a world without tropical rainforests? The Amazon, the Congo, the rainforests of Southeast Asia, gone? What would happen to our planet, our climate, and even human survival if these lush green giants disappeared forever? Stick around because this scenario could be more terrifying than you think. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss more thought-provoking what-if explorations about our planet and its future. Now, let's dive into the consequences of a world without tropical rainforests. Tropical rainforests are often called the lungs of the Earth. They produce oxygen, store carbon, and regulate rainfall patterns around the globe. Without them, the entire system that keeps our planet balanced would start to collapse. Without tropical rainforests, the planet would immediately lose a massive oxygen generator. Oxygen levels wouldn't drop to suffocating levels instantly, but the atmosphere would become less stable. Over time, humans and animals alike would feel the pressure of a less breathable planet. Although oceans produce most of our oxygen, the absence of rainforests would still cause a significant imbalance. Rainforests act as a counterweight, balancing global cycles of oxygen and carbon. Losing them would tilt this balance dangerously in the wrong direction. Billions of tons of carbon dioxide currently absorbed by rainforests would remain in the atmosphere. This would make our air heavier with greenhouse gases. The planet would warm far faster than scientists already predict. This would accelerate global warming at a frightening pace, raising global temperatures year after year. Heat waves would become longer and more intense. Polar ice would melt at unprecedented speeds, but the damage wouldn't stop there. Rainforests control rainfall not just locally, but globally. They create their own weather systems by recycling water back into the air. Without them, major agricultural regions could dry out, causing crop failures. Farmlands that once thrived could turn barren. Communities dependent on farming would face hunger and poverty. The Amazon, for example, influences rainfall as far away as the United States and Africa. Scientists call it a flying river, moving water vapor across continents. If that river stopped flowing, millions of lives would be disrupted. So no rainforests would mean unpredictable droughts, floods, and a collapse of food security for millions. Farmers would no longer be able to rely on seasonal rains. Food prices worldwide would skyrocket. Wildlife would suffer most immediately. Tropical rainforests are home to over half of the world's species. Every tree cut would mean another species losing its shelter, food, or breeding ground. From jaguars and orangutans to poisoned dart frogs and countless insects, entire ecosystems would vanish. These animals have nowhere else to go. Once their habitats are gone, extinction is inevitable. This mass extinction would ripple across the food chain, even affecting species outside rainforest areas. Pollinators would vanish, impacting crops far beyond the tropics. The web of life would begin to unravel globally. For humans, indigenous tribes who live within rainforests would lose their homes, their culture, and their way of life. These communities have lived in balance with nature for thousands of years. Their wisdom about medicinal plants and ecosystems would vanish along with the forests. Medicines derived from rainforest plants, many of which are still undiscovered, would be lost forever. Scientists believe only a small fraction of species have been studied. Hidden within the rainforest may lie cures for diseases we still struggle to fight today. That means potential cures for diseases like cancer or Alzheimer's could disappear before we even find them. Humanity would lose priceless opportunities. The health of future generations would pay the price. Economically, countries that rely on rainforest resources like Brazil, Indonesia, and the Democratic Republic of Congo would face crisis. Their industries depend on the timber, fruits, and medicinal plants from the forests. Without them, entire economies would collapse. Timber, fruits, nuts, oils, and countless natural products would vanish from markets. Everyday items we take for granted, from chocolate to coffee, would become rare luxuries. The cost of living for millions would rise sharply. The global economy would feel the shockwaves, especially industries connected to agriculture and pharmaceuticals. Investors would panic. Trade systems would be thrown into chaos. Climate refugees would become a global issue. Millions forced to leave uninhabitable regions would seek new homes. Countries already struggling with population growth would feel enormous strain. This could lead to political instability, conflict, in competition for dwindling resources. Wars over water and food might break out. Disappearance of forests could trigger global unrest. But beyond science and economics, imagine the emotional loss. The Earth would lose its most ancient, mysterious, and awe-inspiring ecosystems. Our cultural imagination would become poorer without them. No more lush canopies stretching endlessly. No more vibrant calls of tropical birds. No more hidden wonders in the undergrowth waiting to be discovered. Our planet would become quieter, emptier, and less colorful. Human connection to nature would weaken. Future generations would inherit a duller, harsher world. The disappearance of tropical rainforests would be like erasing a piece of Earth's soul. These forests are not just resources, they are living worlds. Without them, Earth itself would feel incomplete. But could humanity survive this? Yes, but it would be a much harsher, less stable, and less beautiful world. Survival would come at unimaginable costs. We would spend billions trying to engineer artificial solutions, oxygen farms, carbon scrubbers, and genetic banks. Technology might delay the worst effects, but it would never fully replace what rainforests naturally provide. Yet no human technology can fully replace the intricate web of life built by tropical rainforests over millions of years. Artificial systems can mimic functions but not complexity. Once lost, the richness of biodiversity cannot be rebuilt. Even if we tried to regrow them, it could take centuries for ecosystems to return to their original richness. The soil would be exhausted. The balance of plants and animals would take ages to restore. The loss would be permanent for countless species. Extinction means there is no second chance. Once gone, they never return. Now imagine the children of the future, growing up never knowing what a rainforest feels like. They would never climb its trees or hear its night symphony of insects. To them, rainforests would be only pictures in books. Never hearing the chorus of insects at night, never seeing the emerald green stretching as far as the eye can see, never experiencing the mystery and magic that only rainforests hold. They would only read about it in books, wondering how humanity let such beauty vanish. History lessons would become warnings. Our failure would be a permanent scar on civilization. And that's the real tragedy. We're not just talking about oxygen or carbon. We're talking about the very spirit of life itself. So, what if there were no more tropical rainforests? The answer is simple. Our world would survive, but it would be darker, poorer, and far more dangerous for all life. The question is not whether Earth survives, but whether we thrive on it. The question is, are we going to let that happen? Or will we protect what we still have left? The choice is ours, but time is running out. Now it's your turn. Do you think humanity can save tropical rainforests before it's too late? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Share your ideas because awareness is the first step to action. And if this video opened your eyes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more what-if explorations about our fragile planet. Until next time, let's keep imagining a better future, one where the rainforests still breathe life into our world. Together, we can keep hope alive.